Hi everyone, we are going to make some space art today, but we're going to use science to help us make our space art. We are going to make something called a pendulum. Now a pendulum is something that is fixed or attached in one spot. So if I think about a pendulum, we have pendulums at school. Do you know what I'm thinking about? It's a swing. If you think about a swing that we have, it's attached at the top, and then you sit at the part at the bottom and you can swing yourself. Now that's a pendulum. I have a cuckoo clock in my lounge and it has a pendulum to help it work. Now we're going to make a pendulum and then use that to paint with and make a really cool pattern. Now when I look at the pattern reminds me of what the planets do around the sun, and that is they orbit the sun in a very cool pattern. So that's the pattern we're going to make, and then you guys can have fun too. We've had a lot of fun. So this is what you need for your pendulum. You're going to need a plastic cup or a polystyrene cup, anything that you can make a hole in the bottom with. Now we used a screwdriver, or you can use a cake poker just to make a little hole in the bottom. It doesn't have to be a big hole. Then you need some wool, because you're going to make your pendulum by tying the wool onto your cup. And then you need some paint. Now we've got acrylic paint, and if you don't have acrylic paint, you can use some flour mixed with water and a little bit of food coloring. But with our acrylic paint, we did have to add a little bit of water, because if it's too thick, the paint will not flow nicely, and you want it to flow through the hole that you have made in the bottom of your cup. So too thin and it's going to drip too quickly, and too thick and it's going to get stuck. So the first few tries are a little bit of an experiment, but as soon as you get it right, it's a lot of fun. Okay, so come follow me under my table, because we used a table to make my pendulum. So with the stick, and then underneath we go, we have made our pendulum. So here's my wool that I attached to the cup, and there's our hole at the bottom. You can see we've already used some pink paint to try and experiment to see if it worked first. So there's a pendulum, and if you have a look, if I swing it, there we go. So it's attached at the top, but it's free to swing at the bottom. Now what's so cool about pendulums is you'll see the pattern that they make is beautiful. It's consistent, and they make interesting shapes depending how you swing it. So you can swing it backwards and forwards. You can even try swing it around in circles. But now that's the science part that you guys are going to try. So we used a very big piece of paper. So if you give me a second here to have a look, that's our paper. But we didn't have such a big piece of paper, so we used masking tape to make a nice big piece of paper. Okay, so once you've got your pendulum sorted out, then you need to put your piece of paper ready, and you might need mom or dad or somebody else just to help you with this part. You're going to pour the paint in, but if you can, you're going to keep your finger there, and then you're going to swing it. Okay. Right, there we go. We tried some black, and look at our cool patterns that we were able to make using our pendulum. Now we could add more colors next and really make a very cool space and galaxy scene. This pattern here reminds me of how the planets would be orbiting around our sun. Well, have fun guys, and see what you guys can do. Bye.